as you guys are seeing right now, the FBI is now openly taking a side. Actually, the FBI openly took a side years ago, but I guess that they're just now telling you who they are. And of course, FBI, or the FBI is gay, was trending on Twitter, and it still is trending right now. And of course, I'm also about to show you guys something else that happened over this weekend. Now, really quick, before we get started and before we talk about the stupidity of the people on the other side of the aisle, I'm going to let you guys know right now that a lot of this stupidity just comes down to basic knowing a lot of things that, quite frankly, aren't true. And also, to go on top of that, not actually doing any actual research, meaning that just basic common research would tell you that these two groups that you guys are about to see actually run counter to one another, meaning that they're actually, let's just say, those people in the Middle East, they don't exactly take kindly to this pride stuff. And of course, I think that these pride people are going to find out pretty quick exactly, unless they didn't already find out, which I'll show you guys the full clip here in a second, so that way you guys can actually hear what was actually being said, all that type of stuff there, and all that stuff that's been going over the weekend. Not to mention all the other dumb stuff that happened as well, the dumb things that were said, the dumb things that were uncovered. But here's the thing I want to go ahead and talk about. There's a follow-up video to the video that I released at 2 o'clock on Bill Maher. I have scrapped that video, and I'm going to be redoing that video and putting it out tomorrow. So this is kind of a replacement for that video there. And also, to go on top of that, this video is going to be coming out a little bit later on this evening, right around 7 o'clock. I'm going to try to start releasing videos a little bit later in the day. But I may be trying something else over the summer, just to kind of be doing it for the time being. It won't last long. I told you guys, one video a day, better edited, much better overall. But if I've got extra time, release other videos. But just we're going to experiment with that a little bit later on. With that out of the way, now let's go ahead and get back to it. So what exactly happened this weekend? Well, you guys, this is fucking
Occupation is a crime. From Philly to Palestine. From Philly to Palestine. Occupation is a crime.
In Philadelphia, they had a Free Palestine protest. The Free Palestine protest, as you guys obviously saw right there, got blocked by the Pride protest. The Pride protesters were upset that the Free Palestine people were protesting at the exact same time. And of course, the Free Palestine side, of course, they were upset that the Pride people were also protesting as well. It even led to an incident where the Palestine people started throwing things at the Pride people. And then, of course, there's also this little bit that I played for you guys in the B-roll footage of an actual fight breaking out between the Pride crowd and, of course, people who actually live in the neighborhood. This type of stuff does not actually fit very well with the pro-Palestine crowd, that right there being actual Palestinians, actual Muslims. I mean, I advise you guys just look up exactly what happens in those nations if you live a certain lifestyle. But once again, here we are seeing stuff like this here.
Colonialism and empire as anti-queer, and to mobilize to bring about an end to the Zionist occupation and to all systems and entities which enable and normalize genocide. Pride as we know it cannot be separated from our current political and economic climate. Pride celebrations have merely become a public relations instrument used by the state to divert public attention away from the configuration of violent, repressive policies and practices inflicted upon queer bodies worldwide.
That gentleman right there is lucky he's not doing this in the Middle East. You see, that right there was the Queers for Palestine crowd. The Queers for Palestine crowd, and it's really kind of odd because it's almost the exact same as saying chickens for Chick-fil-A or chickens for Bojangles or chickens for Kentucky Fried Chicken. That right there is what the hell is really and truly going on here. But who do we blame for this? Why is it that these people have been fed such a great big line of crap? Well, I actually blame the online left. You see, guys, there was another little clip, another little thing that was released over the weekend that I found very, very interesting, very, very fascinating to listen to, because obviously these people really and truly don't have any idea what the hell is really and truly going on in the world. The clip involved Brianna Joy Gray over there at the Hill. She's one of the most ardent leftists out there, and quite frankly, she's probably one of the lowest IQ ones that they have. But then again, at the same time, though, she is also from that crowd, the Force the Vote crowd, which I'll probably do a video on in the near future because Republicans have one as well with the House vote back in 2023. But when you see a clip like this right here, or a mashup like this right here, it makes you wonder exactly how much these people don't know about the Middle East and Middle Eastern policy. Let me roll this.
How do we get to a solution?
So I think that we have to not talk about Arabs as though they're somehow constitutionally different than Danes. I don't know why we would essentialize populations in that way. We have to be open to the idea
Danes don't
that
do
the people...
October 7th?
Wait a minute. Muslims didn't do October 7th.
Not since the Vikings, to be
Gazans
fair.
didn't do October 7th. And if you're adopting the worldview that everyone in Gaza, the 2.3 million people, are responsible, then you are very much in line
That's
with
not what I said.
Netanyahu's right-wing government,
That's
who
not what I
thinks
said.
that and therefore thinks it's appropriate to violate international law by doing collective punishment on the population, literally starving them to death,
Fine.
having them on the brink
No,
of famine, killing 13,000 kids. There was a very passionate description of the graphic
Okay.
reality of
Brianna,
October 7th at the
Brianna,
beginning of this. The
no,
answer is...
You're not answering my question.
I'll answer the question.
Go.
I'm sorry, I do feel like a lot of responses...
20 more seconds.
Okay.
20 more seconds. The solution, please. Go.
So there has to be a one-state solution, which means that there cannot... When Hamas is talking about eliminating Israel, it's talking about not killing all of the Jews. It's about eliminating the idea...
Okay.
It's about...
Leave it there. We'll leave it there. Brianna, we'll leave it there.
It's about... Let me just finish, sir. Can I just finish the sentence? It's about eliminating the idea of a Jewish state. Ending a Jewish state, ending an ethno-national state, and having a state more like what we have in the United States of America.
If I can really love how that guy just busted out laughing when she said that they did not want to eradicate the Jews. I really find it funny how it was that he just busted out laughing. And also something else, too, that I found very, very funny was obviously what she said at the very end there when she said that they basically want to be like America. So the people who chant death to America, the people who hate Americans, or at least they hate what America stands for, they also hate the pride crap. They also hate that particular lifestyle. You think that they want to be like the United States. By the way, this right here is what these people really and truly believe. This right here is the brain rot that's being distributed amongst all the other brain rotted individuals that are out there with pride flags who are screaming queers for Palestine. These are also the same people who are chanting from the river to the sea, of course, not actually knowing what the hell that really and truly means, which is basically a phrase that means we want to push all the Jews to the Mediterranean Sea so that way they no longer occupy our country. But then again, at the same time, there's also those people on the pro-Israel side who also have no idea what the hell is going on and don't understand Israeli policy, or not only Israeli policy, but also at the exact same time, Palestinian policy, Muslim policy, all that type of stuff. I know somebody's going to say Arab, but still, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to say what I just said. Anyways, I'm not going to back down from it. And of course, that person was actually Destiny, who apparently spent this weekend in Israel, actually, near the West Bank. Take a look.
This is some bullshit. We got thrown out by IDF super soldiers, okay, who are not supposed to be in Area A, but they came in and they plucked us out. They said, you guys are not allowed here because you're fucking tourists. They didn't know who we were. They didn't know our YouTube channel. They didn't know anything. Unbelievable. So now we're walking for 4 hours. How long did you say we've been walking? It's been like 10 minutes. We're going to say a 4-hour trek in the punishing
First thing I got out of that is that Destiny's complaining about the heat. He's complaining that nobody knows his YouTube channel. He's complaining that they call him a tourist, and you'll probably hear me say it again here in a second because you guys know me. I love to come back and re-edit stuff in. But what I really found hilarious there was the fact that he was complaining about the heat. You see, in the Middle East, you have dry heat. It's probably about 100 degrees, 105, 106 degrees out there in Israel near the West Bank. Probably maybe a little bit higher than that. But still, though, you don't really feel it as well because it's dry. But still, though, this is the same guy who said that we had a lot of people in this country that needed to go. People like myself, conservatives, right-wingers, you know, that type of stuff there. And, of course, the way they want to do this is by way of CW. But you can't handle temperature above 90 degrees. Oh, real hard chargers you guys are. So Destiny finally found out something he's been saying online was actually not true. Look, I'm pro-Israel, but at the same time, though, the West Bank, that's kind of a occupied zone as far as actually having Israeli military there. There are reasons for that, okay? There's also reasons why it is that the Egyptians and other Islamic nations won't take in the Palestinians. That right there's a different topic altogether. But the fact of the matter is this right here. Even if you are, say, pro-Israel, like, say, what Destiny claims to be, then I still think you need to know why it is that that country has cordoned off certain areas and why the military has a presence in certain areas like that. It's pretty obvious this guy doesn't really know this. And, of course, the most that he could say was, man, they called me a tourist and they don't know my YouTube channel or anything like me. Like, people in the Middle East really and truly care about your content, bro. Really and truly not surprised by this. As you guys are seeing here in the B-roll footage, this is the same guy who did not even know what the name of his own country was. This is also the same person who could not identify all 50 states on a map. And this is also the exact same person who found a way to score 64 on a world geography test and could not even find Turkey, could not even find Gaza Strip. He called it Palestine. Listen.
The light green is Palestina. Wait, what light green? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong area. This is Turkey. Oh, here. Okay. Ugh.
The Gaza Strip. That right there is where most of the Palestinians live in. And also the West Bank, which, by the way, was the clip of Destiny going to the West Bank. And Israeli soldiers said, you guys are a bunch of tourists. And, of course, Destiny, his response was, when he walked away, he's like, man, you know, they called us tourists, and they said they never heard of our YouTube channel. Look, people in the Middle East don't have time to look at some crazy loony leftists. They don't have time to look at that. As a matter of fact, they look at people like him and they see him in real life with the blue hair and crap. You know, the same guy who, you know, allowed his wife to sleep with other dudes. And of course, he bragged about it. They view this right here as not even a man. They view this as something to just straight up laugh at. They view this as somebody who honestly probably got dunked a lot in the toilet when he was a kid in high school and probably middle school too. We got another individual that we'll be talking about on Tuesday who probably avoided the same stuff, but he's also just as dumb too. Just going to tell you right now that his last name rhymes with turd. But still, the point is this right here. This right here is the type of brain rot that's actually infected the Free Palestine crowd. This is what these people really and truly believe because of idiots like what you just saw with Breonna Joy Gray and Mr. Stephen Bonnell. But of course, we always get to laugh when this guy actually goes up against somebody who knows more than he does. And of course, this is the end result.
Mr. Bonnell, don't change the subject. If you don't know what you're talking about, at least have the humility. You talk about chapter 6. You don't know chapter 6. How close has 242 gotten to the Palestinian peace? From tweet 5. You have no idea what you're talking about. It's just so embarrassing. At least have some humility. Between us, we've read maybe 10,000 books on the topic, and you've read 2 Wikipedia entries, and you start talking about chapter 6. Do you know what chapter 7 is?
Answer me. Special intent. Did you read the case?
Yeah.
It is a highly special intent.
I'm going to ask you again.
Genocide. Yes.
Please stop displaying your imbecility.
Okay, I'm sorry if you think the Declaration of the Judge is imbecile.
Don't put on public display that you're a moron. At least have the self-possession to shut up. Did I read the...
Finkelstein is a guy who I personally believe to be pretty daggone smart when it comes to this particular issue. I don't fully agree with him, but at the same time, the point is this right here. Finkelstein seems to know what the hell he's talking about. He's obviously been educated on the issue. As a matter of fact, the other 2 gentlemen not named Steve Bonnell, the exact same thing. It doesn't matter whether you're pro-Israel, you're anti-Israel, you're pro-Palestine, whatever. It doesn't really matter. These are people who've been studying the issues for a very, very long time, and they have a much, much better grasp on what's actually going on overseas and what's going on with the situation. And even though I do disagree with a lot of what the pre-Palestine people have got to say, I will give those who actually know what the hell is going on, I will, in fact, give them their credence that's actually due. It means that they actually know what the hell is actually happening and why it is. Same thing with the pro-Israeli crowd, and of course, the Israeli scholars and those who've actually looked into it. I just happen to simply be more pro-Israel. The point is this right here. When you have people who don't know what the hell they're talking about, basically just going out there and blurting whatever the hell whatever they can out about the situation, what you see in Philadelphia, or what you saw this past weekend in Philadelphia, where you've got the Pride people running counter to the Free Palestine people, that type of stuff is going to happen at some point in time. It's going to get pretty bad, especially given the fact that there was a video that I did recently about potential terrorism that could happen in some of these bigger cities, especially during the month of June. Now, you guys already know my feeling about the whole Pride Month thing. I think it's a great big giant joke. And quite frankly, I think it's highly inappropriate to be doing these types of activities, especially in front of children. These things always end up becoming extremely degenerate, but of course, we're living in a society that, quite frankly, has been corrupted for the most part by the online left, Destiny, and of course, these many more of these people were actually responsible for it. However, I'm going to show you guys something really quick that was taken from Alex Stein's segment on this right, because he and Destiny had a back and forth a while back that I think is very, very important. But I want you guys to listen to it all the way through, and I want you guys to listen to it at the very, very end. It's roughly about 1.5 minutes, but still, though, pay very, very close attention to the very, very end, especially when the Kino Casino and Andy Swirsky actually explain the
Why
good
does he
part.
get 10,000 live? I mean, he has such a great audience. Let's be real. Why does people even watch Destiny when he's such a cuckold that his wife just left him and made
I don't know.
pay for her whole apartment?
I think, well, I mean, he reinforces people's worldview, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
most people want to believe that things are just okay in the world, that the authorities that be, the establishment are fine. Destiny is a gatekeeper for the establishment, the established way of doing things, and people feel comforted by that. But I mean, there's also a lot of loser, liberal, beta cucks out there who identify with Destiny.
Rules.
They're
They're
like,
girlfriend to fuck other men.
well, you know, people want to, you know, follow people who are like them or people that they want to be. And there's a lot of people out there like Destiny, and that's how he somehow has an audience. But
He also said,
you know, this guy couldn't even find the Israel on a map.
the other week.
This guy's like absolutely clown shoes. I mean, I watched last night Ben Shapiro just destroy this guy.
Yeah, I thought
It was embarrassing to watch for Destiny, in my opinion, because Destiny doesn't have any sort of real depth of knowledge. He doesn't have any understanding of history or any understanding of anything really, other than rhetoric, how to twist an argument in a certain way to make it appear like you know what you're talking about when you don't. He talks really fast, and I'm sure allegedly he takes a lot of Adderall.
Allegedly. Yeah, I saw him post that he's looking for it on his Twitter. And isn't his like 11-year-old son a Trump supporter or something? MAGA all the way? I mean, isn't that true?
That's the ultimate cucking.
What was the good part? The good part was when Destiny was actually called on to debate Ben Shapiro. That debate, it gets about an hour in there, and then Destiny tries his little shtick where he just keeps on trying to obstruct what Ben is saying, but after a while, Ben eventually breaks through and completely dog walks him on the situation. The point is this right here. I'm actually glad to see someone like that actually go mainstream, and the reason why I'm glad to see somebody like this go mainstream. By the way, Destiny's been on Will Kane, and he's been on Fox News recently, too. I'm glad to see him go mainstream for one reason and one reason only, so that way people can see exactly how big of a dumbass he is. Same thing with Breonna Joy Taylor. Now, Breonna Joy Taylor has not gone mainstream. She's obviously still on YouTube, and she does. I think she's on the heels. I think it's Rising, but still, the point is this right here. Now people can see exactly the type of bullcrap that's being peddled online to young people, especially kids, especially college-age kids. And now you've got a grasp on being able to actually blunt it and keep your kids from falling for the BS, the trap that, quite frankly, you've been dealing with and been seeing. And that trap, of course, is called wokeness. Extreme political correctness by means of lies and dishonesty. That right there is what the hell it really and truly is. But now that this person has, in fact, gone mainstream, people, like I said, can see exactly how dumb and how wrong he is and exactly the type of information that's being fed to the people who actually watch the content. I remember a while back, there was a video, and I think the video is still on YouTube. It was about Vosh. And it was a guy by the name of Doomer Politics, dude. I think it was called Vosh is Ironically Evil or Unironically Evil. Now, later on, the title of the video got changed because Mentis Wave went in, watched it, and actually pinned a comment in there saying that he was really just a nitwit. I advise you guys watch both if you can find them. The point is this right here. Most of these guys are not really and truly that smart. Basically, what they do is that they just talk really, really fast. They sound very intelligent, but in reality, they don't really know half of what the hell they're talking about. I mean, think about this really quick. Breonna Joy Gray actually really and truly does believe that the Palestinians want to be like America. The Palestinians hate the United States. The Iranians hate the United States. People from Lebanon hate the United States. The Saudis don't really care for the United States either. People from Qatar don't really care for the United States. The Turks don't care about the United States. The Syrians really don't care about the United States. You see, this right here is what I'm talking about. These people actually believe that these societies want to be full-blown progressive like what you guys are seeing with the alphabet community, when obviously that is a lie. Does this woman know that if you live a certain lifestyle, if you live the alphabet lifestyle, does this woman know that you get stoned to death? Does this woman know that you get locked up for 10 years? Does this woman know that you get executed? She probably doesn't. Either that there, or maybe she's just peddling the woke lie, the woke line to everybody out there, so that way maybe they'll eventually believe it. But the truth be told is the only thing you're doing is just creating more and more dumbasses at that point. So what the hell created this lack of knowledge on this issue? I would say it was bread tubers and far leftists online who believed they were smarter than what the hell they really and truly were, and quite frankly, they can't even get a geography test correct, and I think that right there is what the hell's really and truly created this problem. I mean, I could sit here and go Bible prophecy and all that stuff there, and of course that's got something to do with it as well, but still at the same time, though, I think that the general lack of knowledge and all the lies and misconceptions that these people have thrown out there, especially on BreadTube, is what the hell has created this situation, which quite frankly, I think will get a lot worse, because the more and more and more that the Pride people run into Palestinians who, by the way, don't exactly approve of their lifestyle, I think the worse and worse it's going to get. But you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. We'd love to hear what you guys have got to say. Make sure you guys please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Also share the video, sound off in the comment section. And I'll see you guys later.